I'm sure you may have seen the very disturbing video. My friend, Senator Alex Padilla from California, who was trying to ask a question about immigration enforcement in Los Angeles, where the Trump administration, against the wishes of the governor and other local elected officials, has not only brought in the National Guard, but the U.S. Marines. This is on domestic soil. And for trying to ask that question of a government official, Senator Padilla got manhandled, handcuffed. This is not how things are supposed to work in America. This is out of a third world authoritarian nation, not the United States of America. We've got to demand better.
When Senator Padilla gets pushed, shoved, thrown to the handcuffed because he is asking questions, because he is engaging in the very oversight that senators are supposed to engage in, then what we're really talking about here is a Trump administration that just wants to shut down the ordinary functions of government. Look, I do a lot of oversight myself. I ask a lot of questions because that's how it works in a democracy. We use our words to hold people accountable. We don't use our fists. We don't shove. We don't try to knock people down. We use our words. That's what oversight is all about. And that's what I want to go to the floor of the Senate to talk about. I think it is time for every senator, every member of Congress, Democrat or Republican, to stand up and say what Donald Trump has done is wrong.
Call it what it is, a disgraceful abuse of power. Senator Padilla was handcuffed and dragged out of for daring to ask a question. This wasn't a threat, it's dissent, and they crushed it with force. They're not keeping us safe, they're trying to silence us. We won't back down.
I just saw the video of my colleague, Senator Alex Padilla from California, trying to ask questions, trying to do his job as a United States Senator representing the people of California before a press conference with the Secretary of Homeland Security, and he was dragged out, taken out because he was trying to ask a question, thrown to the floor. It is absolutely unacceptable. As a member of Congress, you have a right to ask questions, to stand up for the people that we represent, and what we saw today is simply unacceptable.
Make no mistake, what we just witnessed, the takedown of a sitting United States Senator who was at a public event to ask a question on the minds of the millions of Californians who elected him, and then forcibly removed, shoved, handcuffed, forced to the ground, to deny him the opportunity to represent his people at a public event is totally outrageous. And what it's showing, I'm afraid to say, is that there are no limits on what we can expect of Donald Trump and his administration when it comes to trampling on your rights, not just the rights of an elected U.S. Senator. It's got to stop. We've got to speak out. We've got to do everything we can to defend the constitutional rights of every citizen.
Speaking for myself, I don't ask law enforcement to throw my constituents to the ground and violently handcuff them because they have a different opinion from me. You know why I don't do that? Because we don't do that in a democracy. We don't do that against ordinary citizens, and we certainly don't allow the administration and the law enforcement that works for the administration to do that to a United States senator. We will enter a banana republic if we don't find a way, Republicans and Democrats, to come together around this essential question of protecting our ability, our right as senators to speak up for our constituents. Now, I understand that my Republican colleagues are going to need some time to gather the facts, but we already have a statement from the Department of Homeland Security that has accused Senator Padilla of being disrespectful, as if that is a rationalization for violence. Watch the video. Even if you believe that he was disrespectful, and given the times, that is certainly in the eye of the beholder, that never justifies what we saw on that video. Throwing anyone, never mind an elected representative of the people, to the ground to be handcuffed. They say that he didn't identify who he was, and yet watch the video. He clearly states, "I am Senator Alex Padilla." They're going to spin this, but I'm begging my Republican colleagues, don't let them do it. Protect our ability as servants of the people to speak up for the people that we represent. Make sure that we do not normalize this kind of violence simply because the White House doesn't agree with people who dissent. If this is how a United States senator can be treated, then none of us ultimately are immune. If this is how a United States senator can be treated, none of our constituents are safe. This is a test for the country, but this is a test for the United States Senate as well.